Why in the news people argue all the time?
In the Israeli news especially?
Yeah.
Because everybody has such strong opinions and they want to scream over each other so that they can be heard. And they also each have very important points to make, but they feel like the point has to be made with a lot of background information. So people talk on, and then the next one interrupts, but then the first one wants to keep talking. And so it just becomes chaos. So it becomes really hard to listen to, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Does it stress you out?
No. But like it's annoying.
But you've watched a lot of...
In the end, I can't hear the...
You don't understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
I think that's the big problem, is that people are watching so much news right now, and we're getting so much information. You've heard a lot of really crazy things, haven't you?
Yeah, a lot.
Do you think it's good to watch the news?
It's like I want to, but sometimes I regret it.
You regret it?
Yeah.
Why?
Because sometimes it's really scary. And sometimes I feel confident and I want to know it.
So knowing the news helps you feel more confident?
Sometimes, yeah.
There's a friend of mine just said to me, it's like watching the news endlessly makes us feel like we have some sense of control over what's happening. Right? Like,
Kind of.
And we have no control over the future. How does that make you feel? Does it make you feel like you have more control? But then all of the notifications come up also of the missiles.
Yeah.
That's also scary.
And then it came like, yesterday it was like, pump, 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 pump. It never stopped changing. Yeah. And that never happened in the other times.
Well, we also try to make sure we don't watch news all day long. So some of the times of the high missile fire, we just weren't sitting in front of the news. You think you should have the news on all day?
No, I think we should have music, news, quiet time, news.
So let's say that everybody is not sitting together in front of the news, or the news isn't on in the background driving us crazy. And everybody's off in their own rooms, and there are, people are on the internet. The older kids are on the internet.
Yeah.
What do you think they're doing? Watching the news? Watching the news,
and actually I don't think sometimes I don't think they are, because they're playing games.
Playing games. So games right now is a really good thing.
To get out of that chaos.
Right. And games and shorts and funny things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watch in my tablet funny stuff to get me over that.
Good. It's wonderful. There's got to be ways.
Music videos and how to make slime.
Maybe we could start recommending some music video links through my virtual Citizens of Israel groups.
Yeah.
That would be amazing, because I think people are looking for ideas, and if you just scroll everything endlessly, you're getting, you're also creating chaos in your mind. It's just a different kind of chaos. I don't know if it's a great distraction, but do you think it really helps? Do you feel more calm because of it?
Because music?
No, because of the videos and the movies and the games and the things you guys do on the tablets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so what do you mean by music? What do you do when you listen to music? Do you dance?
I dance like that.
You think other kids are dancing out there around?
Yeah.
Trying to stay calm?
I watch songs with kids that make dances. And then they do some funny stuff in it.
Maybe we should do that. We should have Jewish kids around the world make these kinds of videos to help each other.
Yeah, and one pushes one with lemonade to the pool. It's funny.
Well, I think there's lots of people we'd like to push into a pool right now and get out of our world and clean the world from this kind of horrible evil. What about that? I mean, you've been seeing all of this evil, real, pure evil. And you've heard terrible things that a 9-year-old shouldn't hear.
I feel like sometimes that I'm really terrified. I don't want to watch anymore. I'm gonna get out of this place, and I'm gonna get out of the living room and I'm not gonna watch the TV. But then I'm like, wait, what's happening out there? Are there missiles next to us? What is happening in the other places? And then I'm like, why aren't I watching it? And then when I watch it, sometimes I get terrified again, and then I go.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that boom?
No.
That's also because, like, you hear the booms, so by watching it, you feel like you know what's going on. I get you.
Yeah, and every second I hear a bomb.
We're hearing so much. The flyover this morning on their way to Gaza, and you pray to yourself, like, I don't want anyone to live in fear. I don't want anybody to be murdered, but I also believe that there has to be a retaliation to regain control over our freedom. Like, who wants to live in fear that people are in the forests next to our house at night? We have to live like shut down.
Yeah.
You know, we have to close everything up, and how is that for you, that part? Because the missile fire is not always right on us.
Yeah. I feel safer at night when we close the tweets.
That's what we say.
But sometimes I still feel like they can literally open it. Even that you said it was hard.
Yeah. You have a hard time going to sleep, huh?
Yeah.
What helps you?
The light.
The lights?
No, actually,
And Shema?
yesterday.
The singing before?
Yeah. And yesterday, when the light was on, I couldn't sleep. And then when you turned it off, I was like, oh my god, thank God.
Okay.
But all the other times with the light was
but
better.
It's not going to be a short time that we have to live like this, and there's a lot of threats. Do you have any questions about it, by the way? Anything else you want to ask me?
How does Hamas look like? Cause I never get to, who's that? Who's Tad? I know who's Tad.
You mean like in the videos that you're seeing?
Yeah.
Okay, so Hamas militant operatives of the terrorist network. I mean, these are the worse than Nazis, okay? They are usually dressed in black and their faces covered, and they have a band that's green, but also other. There's no one uniform specifically because they are saying now Hamas. But it's not only Hamas. There's a lot of normal people who support this terror, and they look just like you and me, and they dress just like you and me, so you can't see them. You can't find them only because our army and our police are so well trained. And yeah, maybe, we were shocked by this, and there have been failures, but it doesn't matter. What matters now is, can we trust our security to protect us? Now, our security, we can recognize them, right?
Yeah.
Our Tzahal uniforms, our police uniforms, the black, the blue.
Bluish.
That's right. Now, that's not. The enemy right now is not just dressed in one uniform. There are people who are just kids from 14, 16, and then there are older people who are not only taking part, but they're actually taking children and putting them in front of them as human shields. Because then they can accuse the Jews of killing the children. Even though the world has now seen what they've done to children, but somehow there are just way too many people out there supporting them. I know you've had to see that too, right? Because of our family in America, and everybody's being so afraid there. And how about that fear too, right? Like, we're afraid for them, they're afraid for us.
Yeah.
There's no Jew anywhere that's okay right now.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that connection with everybody?
Yeah. And when Steffi calls, and she starts worrying, and I love it when she does it, because then I feel like I have more family around family.
Oh gosh, those messages of support make a difference, right?
Yeah.
And you've been writing messages for all of the families who've been evacuated and
Yeah.
and suffering trauma. Yeah, we're going to keep doing it every day. Every day. How many letters a day can we write? How many paintings? How many?
At least 5.
Right, right. We're making some keychains. We're making bracelets, and there's those gummy bracelets. You know, there's like, it almost helps with stress. You can just play with it. I think that those are some really great ideas.
Yeah. And they're really fun to
And it helps you feel like, again, you have something you can do, some sense of control.
And maybe after I make some of those, maybe I can give them the box.
Yeah, we can.
And
That's
they can
true. And
make
they
their
can
own.
make their own. Well, you know what? Maybe we'll just have to go and make some wonderful ideas happen, because having good ideas on how to make acts of kindness. Do you remember what we call that? Gemilut chasadim. Acts of loving kindness. Gemilut chasadim. One of the most important things, one of the most important principles that Am Yisrael stands on. Gemilut chasadim. And our whole country is helping, and you. A 9-year-old little girl in the Judean mountains who is afraid. You are helping. You know that? Just like Steffi and Ariana and Grandma and Grandpa and people who are sending us love, and they're supporting us. So that's the best. That's the best. What else can I answer for you? It's good we have a kind of the ability to have these conversations so you can ask, right?
Why do people make videos of themselves killing?
Because they are barbaric, evil people who are driven by hate of the Jews. And they will bend all rules of morals and humanity in order to achieve what they want. And it doesn't include just murder. It has to, for some reason, include to, like an animal, right? You see lions tear, and that's, so they have these horrible acts. Why do they film it?
Yeah.
Because they believe that there are other people in the world who will do this as well. You know, the Nazis used to do that also. And they believe that there are other people who want this to happen to Jews everywhere. And you know what? Unfortunately, that's what we're seeing. So what do we have to do then? If we're seeing these disgusting videos, what are we supposed to do with that? How do you get it out of your mind?
Do your own stuff.
What do you mean?
Don't think about it.
Well, that's really hard. It's called an adult word, compartmentalization. I have to put it in a box and say, I saw this horrible thing. I'm going to put it in a box. I'm going to sever it away. Because I'm not going to deal with that. That's not going to make me weak. It's not going to make me weak. It's not going to, I'm going to be strong. I think about all of the different horrors and different times in Jewish history. What made us strong? They didn't have videos, but they saw it in front of their faces. What made them strong? What makes you strong, honey? Am Yisrael Chai. What makes you strong?
My family that's around me. I feel like I have 2 brothers that are strong, a mom that is strong, and then myself that I'm strong because I know how to turn from watching the news and then to make stress
producers.
Yeah. Like this lavender bag.
Oh, this is
I
great.
love it.
These little pillows, amazing.
And that it's gluten-free.
And it's gluten-free, and you can just relax with it. Do you do it sometimes even when you're not trying to sleep, just for relaxing?
Yeah.
That's great. These are great.
And then I have the stress bracelets.
Stress bracelets?
My popo.
And we have prayer.
And I was so glad that I went to shul yesterday.
Yeah, it was very, very hard this morning. I went around and all of the aliyot were given to the
Women?
they were given to parents of soldiers, and it's just heartbreaking. And I think they did it on Shabbat. You know, they're doing it probably everywhere, and all the different. It's just as an American who I don't have anybody in the army, and to hear that they take every single aliyah, they were saying the names of people who were serving, like all of the names of soldiers that people knew, and all of the names of people in the hospital and things like that. So I think that there's so much prayer. Just, I think there are probably a lot of people out there who wish that they had something like prayer to give them strength, but they don't know how to start, you know?
Yeah.
They don't know where to start the first song. How do I learn the first song? What would be the first song you'd teach somebody?
Don't.
Really? Really?
Lecha Dodi.
Oh, that's for Shabbat. But what other songs do we give this strength?
Tzadik.
Okay.
Adon Olam.
Kol ha'olam kulo. Adon olam.
Akol Patua. I love that song.
B'shana haba'ah.
B'shana B'Yerushalayim.
You talking with your friends? Do they talk about how afraid they are?
Yeah.
Or do you guys talk about other stuff to try and stay distracted?
Sometimes we talk about other stuff to stay distracted and do funny stuff. Like be on the trampoline and
You're so lucky to have that. Really?
yeah.
It's really hard.
I really want a trampoline in our new house.
Okay.
I love trampolines.
Yeah, I know.
And then I can practice my...
You know what? Bounce, 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 bounce. Get all that fear out of you.
Yeah.
And always know that you just have to ask, because this is a really hard time and nobody is going to get through this easily. But we have to find the way to get through it with koach, right?
Yeah.
With strength. And I'm proud of you. And let's just stay strong, all of us. And okay, let's make a bracha for Am Yisrael, okay? Okay, let's make a bracha. Oseh shalom b'momav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al Yisrael. Amen.
I love you too. And I love all Am Yisrael except Azam.
Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai.